Hello, my name is Mifu, and before I start this video, I really just want to say thank you so much for 12 subscribers on YouTube and an additional 12 followers on TikTok. I appreciate it so much. And I also just want to give a shout out to this one comment right here. I think this one is super sweet. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to manually go to my channel and type that out. I loved reading that. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good day, and I hope everyone is having a good day. A few disclaimers before I start the video. Number one, I'm a little sick, so I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the video. Number two, low quality stuff, like I said, no microphone, no computer to professionally edit on it. It's just me and my iPad. And number three, you might notice that there is some Portuguese translation going on, and this is for my friend who lives in Brazil, and she doesn't know a lot of English, but she did say she was interested in my work, so I wanted to provide some translations for her. So this story is about me getting lunch, and I definitely understand that is such a broad story, but the story behind it is really wholesome, and I think about it sometimes, and it makes me really happy, so I thought it would be nice to share it. I don't remember why I was so sad during this time. I think someone said something that really hurt my feelings, and that feeling carried on to the next day, where I just sat in my classes and I felt pretty bummed out. My first class was astronomy, and astronomy was great for a lot of reasons. Number one, I got to learn about space. I loved learning about exoplanets. I loved learning about the physics that went on. I loved the planets. I loved that we got to learn about black holes and galaxies and all the different structures of galaxies and things like that. It was amazing. If you were to ask me, Mifu, what are some space facts that you know of off the top of your head, I'm going to tell you about WASP-12b, where it is basically an exoplanet, a hot Jupiter they call it, discovered in 2008, and it is slowly being consumed by its sun. It is currently the shape of an egg, and in 10 million years, I believe, it will be completely destroyed and consumed. Space is cool. But not only was astronomy so great just because I got to learn about stars and planets, I also just experienced getting to meet one of the most amazing people ever. We'll call her Miss Saturn for funsies because she loves space. She's amazing. Miss Saturn is so kind and so caring and genuinely super funny. She never fails to put a smile on my face. And not only is she just so amazing as a teacher, she is also super motherly. And that's mainly because she is a mother too, but her character really shows during that time I took that class. She would always greet us with hey, good morning lovelies, good morning angels, good morning sweethearts, And not only that, but she would literally also spend things with her own money, spend little treats and goodies, such as stickers or solar eclipse glasses for the days that we were going to have a solar eclipse during the school day, with her own money. And I remember during the last few days of school, she bought us ice pops. She bought her astronomy classes ice pops, and she stuffed them in her mini fridge. And I got a grape flavored ice pop. I was so happy, and I was so grateful. Her character is just incredible. I love her. One of my biggest flexes is that even after I finished taking astronomy, she says hello to me in the hallways, and she still remembers my name. And she even asks me how my days are. I just love her. Every time she does something like that, I turn to my nearest friend and I start getting super giddy. I love her so much. She is incredible. And sometimes I wish I could just say that in front of her face, but I'm genuinely a really shy person. So my love language is literally just going somewhere, going to my friends or maybe the internet and just yapping about how amazing some specific people are in my life. She provided such a safe space for me, even if she doesn't realize it, or maybe she does, I don't know. But I've always appreciated her presence and her acts of kindness. It's amazing. In astronomy, we were doing a little project based off of exploring concave and convex lenses and those paper photography films that change the settings light, if that makes any sense. These little guys, basically. And for this project, we were supposed to have a partner, but the partner I used to work with, he did something really terrible, and I wasn't comfortable working with him, so I ended up working alone. And Miss Saturn was totally okay with that. For one, I was pretty slow, and the machinery I was using wasn't working all that well, and I was worried that I wasn't going to turn this assignment in on time. So before the bell rung, I went up to her and I asked her, "Is it okay if I turn this in the next day?" She looked at me with the most kindest eyes and said, "Yes, of course, you totally can. That's fine with me." And when she said that, I just started tearing up. I started crying. I started crying in front of her. Her facial expression quickly shifted from such a heartwarming smile to an incredibly concerned face. So she immediately pulled me aside to the chemistry lab right next to her classroom, and she asked me what was wrong. I don't remember what I specifically said, but I do remember telling her that I didn't have a lunch. My parents were too busy to drop it off, and I didn't have any lunch money. Miss Saturn told me if I wanted lunch, she would literally pay with her own money for me to have a lunch. She would write a pass, and I could give it to the lunch ladies, and I would get lunch, and she would literally pay it for me. Hearing that made me tear up a little more. That is genuinely one of the sweetest things that a teacher has ever told me that they do. Not only is she just amazing as a teacher, she's also just an amazing person. I love her. But I declined that because, one, I felt really bad. Two, I felt like I could just handle not having lunch during that day. So instead, she wrote me a pass to the counselor's office, and she gave me a cold water bottle in hopes that I had a better day, and I really do appreciate that. So I went on with my day. I went to my next period, and I dropped off my stuff, and then I went to the counselor's office. My counselor is also amazing. She's genuinely super funny and very wise, I'd say, too. And when I was telling her what happened, she took some peanut butter crackers out of her bag, and she handed them to me. So I now had peanut butter crackers and a cold water bottle, and I was pretty happy. That was enough to kind of fulfill my stomach for the day. And then I continued on with my day, and then I went to lunch where I saw my two best friends. We'll call them Strawberry and Carrot. Strawberry is one of my best friends. She's incredible. I love her so much. Strawberry is an amazing person. She's super sweet. She's super nice, but she's also really scary sometimes. I'll admit that. But overall, she's just an amazing person. It's the same with Carrot. We just became closer friends during this year, and he's been nothing but a sweetheart. I love him dearly, always checking up on me, always asking me how my day's been, because he does know that I've been going through some things lately, and I genuinely appreciate the both of them. I love them dearly. So during this time that I sat down and I explained to them what happened, Strawberry gave me her bag of chips, and Carrot gave me a bit of his lunch, like a ham and cheese sandwich. And by then, I had a full lunch, a ham and cheese sandwich, some chips, peanut butter crackers, and a bottle of water. Believe me when I say I was incredibly sentimental during that day. I ate everything that people had given me during the day, bits of their lunches, just so I can fully eat something for the day. That genuinely made me so happy. I cried, but they were more of tears of joy than tears of sadness. It just really showed how caring people can be, and it made me realize that I am surrounded by people who do care. The day got better, thankfully, and those days like those really made me look forward to meeting new people just as amazing as them. My friends and my counselor and Miss Saturn, it is such a blessing to have them. It is such a blessing to even have ever met them. They're wonderful people, and that wasn't like the only act of kindness that they've done for me. They've done so much other things, and even if I don't remember them, I know they existed, and I'm forever grateful that I've met them. They're incredible people, and I think anyone who crosses their path, anyone who has ever talked to them, are so fortunate, really. If if you listen to the end, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It genuinely makes me happy that people like are interested in what I have to say, and hopefully the story kind of inspired you, or just put a smile on your face, something like that. And I definitely have more stories to share. Once I'm less busy, I definitely will. And just thank you so much for listening or watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.